Hi, my name is Daragh S, and this is my presentation on the three learning styles. So here we have the three main learning styles. So we have visual learners, we have auditory learners, and we have kinesthetic learners. So if we move on to George Shaw, now firstly we employed the auditory learning by conducting research on the paintings of the British artist George Shaw. Shaw is from Coventry in England, and we watched videos interviewing him about his art and his style of art. So this centered around his northern working class environment. And we did all this while listening to a 1979 album of The Specials, which also embodied that northern life. So this exercise was all about listening to George Shaw speaking about his art and listening to The Specials sing about the England that we think Shaw portrayed in his work. So here's some more of his paintings and how he painted. So he described painting as fighting the paint. You have to mold it and force it into the way that you want it to look. And he described painting as an ongoing process. A painting is never done. There's always something you can alter or change. So here we have realism. So a lot of his paintings were based solely on realism because he wanted to portray exactly what he was seeing, because these paintings were all about his childhood, bringing up memories of his childhood. So here we have my own research and my own subject matter based off of the George Shaw research. So these would all be places that are very dear to me. So memories of my childhood would definitely be embodied in these pictures because they're around my home. So this is the picture that I chose in the end. There's no quick way to grid up a sheet of paper, definitely not. So here's how the drawing progressed over the day. Now, since I knew it would take a long time because there's a lot of detail to get this painting done, I decided to finish some of the back windows first to get an idea for how it would look finished rather than having a complete page of background colour by the end of the day. And I was very happy with the way that the windows came out, but I wasn't happy with the learning style that we were given for this research task. If I was to do it again, I would definitely research more of the videos of George Shaw and describing his painting and doing his paintings, and I would definitely research more of the images of his paintings as well, rather than listening to much of what he's saying. Next, we attempted text-based learning. We read articles about the Italian landscape artist Giorgio Morandi. I found out a little bit about him, his background, and how he makes his paintings through this research. So here's a couple of his paintings here. And some more here as well. Now I like the painting on the left here because of the texture that he used in this painting. He left the brush strokes in this painting as well, which I liked. But I like the painting on the right as well because it's a little bit smoother, but just the overall composition of wide open landscape I liked. So I wanted to incorporate that into my painting. It's just a close-up of that texture just to give you a better idea. So here's my painting based on the research. So I did make a drawing in the end, much like the drawing I made previous, but I didn't do this one as detailed. I just wanted to get straight to the painting. So mistakes were made, obviously, and then I had to fix those mistakes, which I demonstrated here. So not going very well, but got better as I kept going. So a lot of meticulous covering over and layering and paint mixing there to try and get it to look the same, but repair was successful in the end. And here's the finished painting. Simple but detailed, much like a lot of Giorgio Morandi's paintings. Finally, we undertook some visual learning to conduct research on the cityscape paintings of the French artist Maurice Utrillo. We collected images of his work, choosing paintings that we found interesting or felt attracted to. So here's Utrillo's composition, seems to focus a great deal on highlighting points of attention. So in the image on the left here, you can see that there's grayed out colours surrounding these two vibrant green and red colours here. So naturally you're going to be drawn towards that image. And then on the image on the right here, you can see that all of the lines that I've drawn in here, the red lines, are actually purposefully put there to show you the way that he composed this painting, was to put those lines there to point towards the very center of the page, drawing your eyes to that one specific point. So here we have two more paintings. So the painting on the left would have it seemed like he would have had a lot of fun painting this painting. There's more color, there's less points of focus, but there still are points of focus in that he has blacked out windows there, which create an eerie feeling, as well as the painting on the right here, which is definitely a representation of him focusing on specific points, or allowing the viewers to focus on specific points. As similarly with the first image of his painting that I showed, he has greyed out colours surrounding this one building that has the most vibrant colours in the painting, as well as the blacked out windows to add a sense of mystery to them. So I liked the way that he had a bit of mystery and eerie feeling to some of his paintings, so I wanted to embody that and put that into my painting as well. So here we have blacked out windows and the eerie blacked out figure as well in the very bottom of the page there. And then on the painting on the right, it's a lot more vibrant in colour, a lot more detailed, but there's still an element of eeriness to it because he's behind those people, he's far away, he's keeping his distance. So here's my painting based on the Maurice Utrillo research, keeping that theme of an eerie, mysterious feeling. Even put in some blacked out windows as well to further add that sense of mystery and that eerie, kind of scary feeling to it as well. So I added in some matte colours with minor details filling in all the information, much like the way that Utrillo would have painted. Here we have referencing fine detail and lesser, freer composition. So the fine detail is referenced in the picture on the left here, where I create a window through slapping on a couple of bits of paint, and then the fine detail of that marker, those two lines there, that's what makes it representative of a window, and that's how you recognize it as a window, because of that fine detail. Then the lesser, freer composition is referenced in the image on the right here, where you can see that there's no real plan here, there's no real positioning of any of bits of the colour, it's just freedom of composition, which I liked a lot. And now here's the finished painting. So I adopted Maurice Utrillo's matte colour style, also allowing minor details to give the painting life and shaping the paint into a recognisable image. So that's my presentation on the 3 learning styles. Now we were asked to ask someone to ask us questions. So I got my mother to ask me some questions and I took them down. So first question was, if you given the opportunity and funding to buy a painting from, if you were given the opportunity and funding to buy a painting from one of these artists and display it in your own home, which one would you choose and why? Well, I would choose a painting made by Maurice Utrillo because they were the ones that I felt drawn to. I love the idea of bringing the viewer's eyes to a focal point in the painting, almost like you were encouraging them into the painting. I found that style very exciting. The other question I was asked was, which of the 3 learning styles did you find the most difficult and why? So the style I found most difficult was auditory learning because I'm very much a visual and kinesthetic person. Okay, and that's my presentation. Thank you very much.